Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I hope you're doing good, and in today's video we are talking about another boot, which is this beautiful boot that I got from a brand called Lemare. This is essentially a Yoox find, so more props to them. Yoox, if you do not know, is a retailer just like Essence, and it is the parent company of Mr. Porter. And they primarily take a lot of dead stock from brands, and this is a beautiful find that I found from them. Now, if you may have seen my other video of a similar type of boot, which is essentially based on the Saint Laurent Wyatt, the YSL boot that is all the rage, derived from a Western style boot. Now, I love the Western style as such. I think it has a lot of character, and it's essentially just denim boots and shirts and jackets, which is kind of minimal in its own right. I mean, at least I style it more minimally. So if you're interested in that, that's where my direction of style is headed soon, or is already into Western inspired minimalistic style. So I was looking for such boots that have a Western, touch to them. They have taller heights, and Wyatt has kind of modernized the Western boot to an extent. So all the alternatives, like from the first story at fall, and other fashion brands have also been following suit, have kind of loosely based themselves from Wyatt, which has based itself from another boot called Fry from an age-old American manufacturer. But that boot is a very chunky, old school style of a boot. So these are all like modern interpretations of the same boot. And if you're tuned in here, I'm pretty sure that you already are familiar with the aesthetic, the YSL aesthetic, or the Saint Laurent aesthetic, as it's being called in popular culture. Now, this is a harness boot, and it is a beautiful harness boot, which almost is like a perfect alternative, in my opinion, to the Wyatt boot from YSL. And a bit more about the brand that this is from. This is from an Italian brand called Lemare. I will leave them in the description box linked. Unfortunately, they do not make any more men's shoes. I did reach out to them over Instagram, and they promised that they plan to do it soon again, but this is a dead stock from their old stuff, and there is a few styles still available on Yoox, so you can check them out. I'll also try and link it in the description box below. They essentially made all the similar styles, like a side zip, Western boot, the harness boots, Chelsea boots, a Jodhpur boot with a strap fastening, and I think they've also had some sneakers which are not so great, but the boots are awesome. The other thing that I would like to sort of highlight here is that this boot is made in Italy, and Lemare as a brand hails from the region Marche in Italy. Now, if you may not be familiar with that, Marche is literally the capital of shoemaking within Italy. So all your boots, including Saint Laurent or common projects, most likely from the first and story at fall, and any of the alternatives which claim to be made in Italy, are most likely, again, this is an estimation, made in Marche. When you say made in Marche, the brand itself, made in Italy or made in Marche, is synonymous with a particular set of quality that is promised. It is going to be very good leather. It is going to be a very good last, because these people have been making last, making handmade shoes and lasting them for like generations, so you can't go wrong with that. And you can feel it in the quality of the boot when you hold it in your hands. And like I mentioned in the opening of this video, the smell, the Italian leather smell is just awesome. The other thing is also the fact that if you're buying something from a manufacturer that has been doing like Lemare for probably close to 65 plus years, there is an expertise in smaller details which they do not overlook, and you can feel them in these kind of alternatives or these kind of brands that you can get. And with that in mind, let's look at what this boot offers and why I think it is a perfect alternative in my books for Wyatt. And this is a very similar boot in a construction that is very similar in last to the Wyatt boots. It has a chiseled square almond toe, which is a bit different to the from the first ones, which I'm wearing today as well. From the first also has an almond toe. I can probably compare them to from the first and say that from the first has a more rounded almond toe, whereas this is closer to the Wyatt last in that it is a bit more chiseled here. The suede is absolutely excellent. I wanted a black pair because I'm turning to more minimalistic style. So there was brown and tan in this particular model, but I wanted to go for that panther-like black suede because I think black suede has a really unique appeal, and I do not see enough Wyatt models in the black suede as much as I see in the brown and the tan shades, which is called Cigarro or Light Cigarro, something like that for the YSL ones. The harness itself is ultra nice as well. It stays very nicely bounded and does not tangle. The only difference between this and Wyatt's is that the inner opening of the harness is a different stud than the other ones. So these are a bit smaller, but this press button is much nicer as I've tried on the Wyatt's, and this one is just a more quality press button. I think it's going to be lasting longer. This also comes with an exposed YKK zip. Now the zipper itself is not as chunky as the ones that I have on my from the first boot, but this is a YKK zipper, so it functions like a YKK zipper and is ultra smooth. The inner lining on this one is just absolutely soft. It feels like lamb or a goat skin. So instead of calf, they've used a more supple, softer skin. And straight out of the box, these boots feel like they are glove. They fit true to size. I got them in my original size of UK 44. Sadly, they do not make half sizes. In YSL, my size would be 43 and a half. But I'm very happy with 44. This fits like a true 44. So I would say if you're looking at this boot, go true to size. And if you're in between sizes, go a half size up because these are, more form-fitting shoe. The height of the shaft is just absolutely amazing. It's a taller boot. The only difference I would say is the heel pad is like 30 millimeters, but I have no complaints. I'm a taller guy. I stand at 6 feet tall, and 1 inch is not making a big difference, neither to the aesthetic of the boot itself, and instead it becomes more comfortable than having a 40 millimeter heel, which I do have from the first boot. And what are the other differences? There is no pull tab inside, so that is one big difference against both from the first and YSL, but that's something that's not a big deal breaker. And finally, I would say that Black Panther-like suede is gonna age beautifully. I am eager to see, the nap on this is super close, so it's a buttery smooth suede. It's not too nappy at the moment, straight out of the box. But I think with age, it's gonna, open up the nap a bit more, and it's gonna have that grayish, asphalt-like tones to it. So I'm really happy to see this boot age, and I've been wearing it for a while, so I've been breaking them in. It took me about like 6 times to break them in, but very high quality shoe. If you're looking at alternatives to the YSL one, like from the first and Story at Fall, which are again both very high quality boots as well, these are much cheaper, and I think you cannot get a deal better than this. Especially Ukes also from time to time runs coupon codes on their site. So if you snag them, let me know in the comments down below what your experience has been like with Lemare. Big props to Lemare. I hope they making men's shoes. Consider making men's shoes again, because that would be really awesome, and I can promise them that most people who are watching this or are interested would definitely buy this quality of shoe. It's just a beautiful made in Italy shoe which has a leather sole. I got my leather guard as well. Beautiful shoe. I'm eager to style them. I'll just show them to you on feet. They look absolutely dope with slim and skinny fit denim. I hope this gives you a fair idea of the brand. I hope you love this video. Make sure to like this if you like this video, and to also subscribe to my channel. Now it's going to be called Minimalist Men. So I hope you like the video. Once again, thanks for tuning in. Laters, bye bye.